Welcome back to Orchard Park, New York, here at Ralph Wilson Stadium. Over 73,000 people expected to be in the stands today to watch the Winter Classic between the Sabres and the Pittsburgh Penguins.
The weather wasn't that great leaving the hotel. It looked like rain, and that's when we kind of thinking, this might not work. You know, rain on ice, that's no good. And then as we got closer and closer, that rain turned into what I thought was pretty good snow.
The snow now coming down even harder here in Orchard Park, and we'll have to see if that's at all an issue today. It's actually starting to collect a little.
And then you're there, and there's loads of people already there, and we're there hours and hours before a broadcast, and I'm thinking to myself, this is really, really neat.
The scene in Buffalo was just wild. These are hardy fans. They don't care. They come out for Bills games when they're 2-12 and it's 10 degrees. So they show up in droves for the game.
This is hockey town, baby!
There was people there in the parking lots having fun and barbecuing and doing their thing, playing hockey, not playing football at that time. They're playing hockey out there.
It's one of the best football tailgating scenes in America, and it looked the same way. Players told me later that on the team bus, they were like, what is this? This looks like a football game. And it did.
I remember driving into the stadium a few hours before the game, and as we're pulling in, the parking lot's full of people tailgating, bonfires.
The fact they could come and tailgate and spend the whole day celebrating hockey the way they can do it with football, I think it was really something that was special to them and obviously special to us as well.
Go home, Penguins! They're going home a loser! Woo!
People just love the idea of playing hockey outside. It feels right, but it was a little bit different, you know, playing at a football stadium with that, you know, that amount of people watching.
Snowy day, celebration of hockey in Buffalo.
Let's go, Sabres!
73,000 here.
Come on, guys, let's go.
As the puck drop drew near, the fans had filled the stadium, and the players got ready to take the outdoor ice.
We really didn't know what to expect coming out there, and being the road team, you expect it to be a little tougher on you, but with everything kind of leading up to it, there was a lot of excitement around the game.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Pittsburgh Penguins and your Buffalo Sabres.
Everything forward, let's just go. Skate.
We could tell right from warm-up the puck didn't slide like usually.
Keep it simple. Don't try high-risk play, percentage play all the time. Keep it really simple.
Before the game, we talked about ice and things like that, weather, probably keeping it pretty simple. You just want to be aggressive when the puck's bouncing and stuff like that. You just try to be aggressive and make plays.
All right, boys, have fun. Work hard. Here we go. And this groundbreaking or ice-breaking game is underway.
It looked like a hockey snowboard, and both teams had to embrace the impact the weather was going to have.
Well, you can see how much snow is on the ice, and it's amazing how much snow is on the ice already, right?
There was quite a bit of snow on the ice, and I don't remember it looking this sloppy actually in real time. I kind of remember it being a little more fluid. I guess it kind of played in to help us.
Sure enough, the Pens ended up benefiting from the conditions before even the first shift was over.
Here comes Crosby, shot by Campbell, and they score! Colby Armstrong after Crosby with a dash by the defense. And it's 1-0 Penguins, 21 seconds in.
Will the elements come into play the first shift? The puck will just slow up.
The puck kind of felt like it stopped a little bit, because usually the puck would come be a little bit more in the neutral zone there, and instead it kind of stops up. So definitely a challenge, but it's kind of a wake-up call for us that day.
And then Sidney Crosby with a quick lift of the stick of Tim Conley goes wide, takes the puck hard to the net, and then Colby Armstrong beats Ryan Miller.
With the amount of snow on the ice, it was definitely choppy and bouncing around, and it took a while for everyone to, I think, kind of settle into the fact that it was going to be like that. So maybe we took advantage early, and a guy like Crosby can create something like that on ice with 2 inches of snow. It's still like the fastest goal. I watch every outdoor game now, and I watch the first 20-some seconds, and I go, okay, still got it.
From there, the snow just kept falling, which meant both teams had to adjust to playing against not just one another, but Mother Nature too.
Ludman, a shot deflected, and a pad stop is made by Conklin.
And Tony Ludman shot it really hard, but again, it got caught up in the snow piles that are building up on the ice.
It looked awesome for TV, but as far as like playing and making plays and getting things accomplished as much as we would like to, it was a little bit harder.
When you're making those passes, you're trying to stick handle, puck will bounce off your stick, maybe a pass will go awry. So again, you gotta make sure concentration is so important.
Hey, we don't even gotta worry about passes, just get it going forward. They can't handle it. They're not gonna be able to beat you. Just a bouncing puck's harder.
Playing outside, they do a great job of trying to make the best ice possible, but it's still outside. There's weather and things that can affect it. So you just go out there with an open mind and just try to be aggressive.
While Crosby preached aggressiveness, as the period continued, he showed off some sensational stick handling, too.
Oh, Crosby, you see that? What a play.
Maybe the most magical play of that Winter Classic.
Well, here's that play, Penger. You got so excited about him with stick handling, and not once but twice.
The ability to read that, I can get from here to there faster if I flip the puck up in the air and push it along my stick a little bit, and then I can skate into it. That was magnificent. It was one of my favorite moments of that Winter Classic.
For Cesar Zume, Sidney Crosby, the things he tried, not only in practice, but more importantly, in a game situation.
That's pretty amazing to be capable to do those type of things at the high pace. You know, you see guys doing those things usually during practice. When they go to the game, they don't take the chance. Sidney, with his ability and confidence, he's capable to do that.
With the puck bounce as much as it was, you know, to try to handle it, the same thing probably would end up happening. You know, you would have been juggling anyway. So I think a time like that where the puck's kind of lively, it just worked out that I was able to do it. You never know when you're going to use those skills, but it's fun to be able to make plays like that.
And as the conditions forced the players to improvise, they made the coaches think about new kinds of strategy.
There'll be a penalty coming up to Kalinin of Buffalo.
We were getting a penalty, and the referee skated over and said, "Do you want them to clean the ice now or after the power play?" I said, "Clean it after the power play." The Penguin power play, and I thought with more ice, more snow on the ice, wouldn't allow them to make as many plays, and as soon as the power play was over, they cleaned the ice.
You just asked for the ice to maybe be squeegeed a little bit?
Yeah, well, you look at the puck movement, the puck's not going anywhere, and I think that we had a pretty heavy snowfall to start the game, and I think now if you did, I think we'd get through it okay.
I mean, it's let up now, right? So we can get through this 60 minutes.
Yeah. So the Zambonis are coming out there.
Yeah. You get what you wish for.
The Zambonis have come out for a dry scrape halfway through the first period. The players look like they're making the best of this.
As a kid, you know, you're always stopping the game to shovel off the rink, to clear it off, to make it good so the puck will slide and you're able to skate on it too. So, you know, those stoppage of play to do that type of thing were just all part of it.
When you're outside in Wisconsin or somewhere in Boston or Minnesota and you're playing outdoor hockey, no one's shoveled, this is what it's like, and it's not easy. And these are the best in the world.
And the first period ended without any more scoring.
20 minutes have been played. One goal, and it came in the first minute.
21 seconds in, Colby Armstrong from Sidney Crosby.
Certainly not an uneventful first period, and certainly not the typical NHL game because of the circumstances here.
Anytime you can pick a team that has Crosby on it, you're going to expect a player of that caliber to create a couple chances on his own, and you know, he created the early one, but you know, I thought we came up with a bigger push after we got through the first period. We got to get skating, and we got to keep driving the net. Keep driving the net on this guy. If we don't have anything, get it below the goal line, get it behind the net. We've had a couple good opportunities. We got to go out and win a period to win a game. Let's go win this period. Come on, boys. Come on, boys. Come on.
The first period of the Winter Classic wasn't what the Sabres had in mind. Now the objective was to change the momentum in period 2.
Welcome back to Hockey Night in Canada. From Ralph Wilson Stadium in Orchard Park, New York, 1-0 Pittsburgh leads as we get set to start the second period of the Winter Classic.
The setting was as arresting as it had been all day, but the home team and the home crowd were honing their focus on the hockey game they'd come to win.
When you get scored upon 20 seconds into a game, you're on your heels a little bit. So now you start the second period and you've got a little bit of gusto behind you, and you know that it's in your building, and you know that you're trying. Let's go here already.
I think we were out there in the first period enjoying the moment and maybe just looking around a little bit. And I think second period we started to engage and get involved in the game.
Connolly, a blast right on, and Conklin the save.
You know, they simply started skating a little more. They played their own game.
It came back around now for Daniel Paille. Threw one in front of him. Great artful block. In front by Conklin, and another stop.
think you look at it now, there's, it's the first minute in the period, the ice is pretty good, so I think those are the times you want to try to capitalize.
And they did when Pittsburgh made a mistake.
Buffalo has a good start to this second period.
Drops to Connolly again, looks over the traffic. Fed one across, a shot by Connolly, scores!
Tim Connolly, a great player, great at delaying, made a nice pass. In Winter Classic games, I think you just want to be sure on a lot of plays, and that's a play where, maybe in a game you get it and you try to shoot it a lot quicker, but there I had to make sure that it's on my stick, and then I'm able to get a good shot off.
Well, the Penguins were not able to get the puck in deep. There you see in the background, the Penguins are going for a change. They only have 4 players on the ice in the defensive zone.
Yeah, that was me. That was my line change. Whoops.
Yeah, I gotta actually talk to Colby about this because, I was the minus there, and you never change on, especially on the way back.
That's a minus for him, and I'm warm and cozy on the bench.
The Sabres had scored plenty of big goals all season long, but this one had awakened some 70,000 in the stadium.
What an atmosphere. A deafening roar for the home team's goal.
In the press box, behind the windows of the fans cheering, 70,000 people cheering for a goal, and you thought it was like an airplane landing, and here we are behind glass.
People are further out, so we score the goal. Everyone's kind of jumping on the bench, and then the sound kind of hits you from the fans.
It seemed like a delayed, echoed, and you're like, whoa. And then when it comes down and hits you, it's like, whoa. It was really neat, really neat.
So the game was tied at 1, and the stadium stayed in a frenzy as the Sabres maintained control throughout the second period, outshooting the Pens 14-2. And when the teams went back into the locker room for the intermission, this time it was the visitors trying to gather themselves.
Keep shooting, boys. That net, the rebounds are there.
And just like back in their Pond days, they played through it, trading more chances as the period wound down.
Malkin's climbing behind. Fed one in front. Kobe, a quick shot that will go.
Roy getting it over the line. His shot. Conklin to save the rebound. Van Vanek just failed to catch that one.
As the buzzer neared, though, neither side could pull ahead. But then, just before the end of regulation, came another plot twist. A whistle on the Pens' number 20.
There's going to be a penalty on the play. A hooking call as time runs out in the third period.
You guys put the whistle away for half the game, and you're going to call that going to overtime?
Colby Armstrong's going to get it for hooking.
What a game I had. I scored the first goal, then I was the reason that they scored, and then I took a penalty heading into overtime. Yeah, this is a great game. It worked out well.
Come on, boys, we're going to kill this. Come on.
I just remember it was a bad time to take a penalty, and I think we had to kill the whole thing in the overtime period, so I was worrying if they were going to score.
Spacho gets it down low. It's up to me for one time over to you. Let's just get it in and work.
So as the snow billowed down even harder on the outdoor rink in Buffalo, the Sabres returned to the ice with a 4-on-3 man advantage, immediately attacking Ty Conklin in the net, but unable to put home a game winner.
Conklin shoots, and Conklin made the save. Back to Pominville with a shot. Conklin makes the save and hangs on to it. What a surreal atmosphere. Shots like that through a screen in a blinding snowstorm.
Don't see that every day in the NHL, no.
The Penguins hung on and then returned to full strength. Just as they had in the third period, the two teams switched sides halfway through the overtime. But while a few more chances emerged, neither side could put the puck in the net. That meant the first ever Winter Classic looked like it was heading to a shootout.
And on this snowy day, we raised the prospect of a shootout in a blinding snowstorm, which might be fitting that we see everything in the NHL on a day when we've seen everything from Western New York.
You're sitting back thinking this is the perfect scenario. This is what you want to sell the game on. This is what people want to see.
This crowd doesn't want to leave, so they want to give them something to watch.
And to think that there was some suggestion at one point that they might have difficulty selling this game out.
This was perfect because it took the game even deeper and even longer. It gave the people that were there a lot more to cheer about and a lot more to watch and see and be a part of.
The coaches then had a decision to make. Which 3 players to line up for the shootout?
Coaches spend a lot of time with players in practices, and you know, your assistant coaches are watching that all the time and saying, hey, this guy's hot, you know, this guy's not. But generally, you go to the pretty same guys. In a game like this, I'm sure that both coaches, Michelle Therrien and Lindy Ruff, are wanting to get the big boys out there as much as possible.
Well, I mean, we had a pretty good shootout team, and you know, Al Kodalik starting out here. He's a dangerous shooter.
Alesh was one of our best shootout guys. He had a tremendous move to his backhand, and he had one of the quickest release, and he was one of the guys I used almost always when it came to going in any shootout.
In a 1-1 tie, the game's to a shootout. It's Kodalik against Ty Conklin with 72,000 fans standing and looking on.
The biggest thing I always remember in that shootout was just before Alesh Kodalik goes to make his attempt on goal, the noise, the entire crowd, all 3 sections of the stadium on their feet, just screaming at the start of that shootout. That to me is almost one of the biggest moments of the entire game.
Listen to this. This is unbelievable. The passion of these fans, unmeasured.
Kodalik on Conklin. Score!
See, as he picks up the puck, he has that little fumble right there. So the snow was putting a little bit of drag on it, so I thought he made a good call, made the shot, instead of trying to move the puck around too much.
That's a perfect shot. There's no room there. Great shot by Kodalik.
So he'll stay in the same net. Ryan Miller wants to use this end, and he will. And he'll face Eric Christensen, who's been superb in shootouts, and he tries to tie it up. No! Advantage, Buffalo.
I think actually the weather helped me on that one because you know, he's trying to make a cutback move and he's unable to get a handle on it.
Well, Christensen going through the snow tries the quick pullback, but if you can see his visor, man, he's got snow all over it. A difficult task to see through. The shooters are going right into the snow.
Breakaway, change goalies, change shooter.
Tim Connolly 0 for 1 this year. Saved by Conklin.
Tim Connolly, one of our best shooters and one of our best dekers. And probably a lot of times you're going to see him deke, but because of, you know, the snow coming down and the amount of snow on the ice, I think that, you know, he chose to shoot.
Things can be even now if Letang, who has been the closer 3 times, 3 winners, and he's 3 for 3.
Another youngster is 20 years old, you know, and Letang at that time, he was really successful in the shootout, even for the 4 defensemen.
Not many defensemen do this, but he's been terrific. Score!
He's unbelievable at that, isn't he?
Oh, this kid's got ice in his veins.
You know, our goaltender got fooled a little bit by it. It almost looked like a mishandle coming in. You know, you can see all the snow, you know, going back and forth. It's almost lose sight of the puck at one time.
Everyone standing. A Finnegan of 0 for 1, 5 for 12 in his career on Conklin. Save!
Maxim Finnegan missed the last shot for the Sabres, and here comes Crosby, and you heard the noise in the stadium when Crosby headed to center ice to get the puck.
For the storyline, it was a dream scenario. Sidney Crosby with a chance to win the shootout in the Winter Classic.
All ingredients are there, and the snowflakes are coming, and TV's happy, and everybody's excited, and it boils down to one shot.
I just wanted to make sure I got some kind of shot off. That was really the only thing on my mind, and I didn't really have anything in mind as far as what I was going to do, but I just wanted to make sure that I got a shot off and give myself a chance that way.
Meanwhile, the significance of the moment certainly wasn't lost on Doc Emmerich.
One other time in a game between Pittsburgh and Philadelphia, Sid had a breakaway, and it just was one of those things that came to me while he was in on the breakaway, that the game on his stick.
And here's Crosby on a breakaway. The game on his stick. Score!
And with this event, now with him having the chance to end the game, it came to me once again.
The game on his stick right here. Score! Penguins win!
You could hear Sid screaming, yeah, all the way to Cole Harbor. Pittsburgh has won this Winter Classic.
You can tell by how slow I go and kind of by the snow falling over the puck that it wasn't very easy, but, you know, I was just trying to be patient and found a way to put one in.
I was trying to factor in there's a lot of snow out here, thinking he might just shoot, and Sid has a good shot. He can pick kind of anywhere he wants to go, but, you know, he made a conservative play, and I was a little bit trying to be patient and just was a little bit late on the play.
I was just excited to have this opportunity to score the winning goal, and you can see by my reaction, I'm pretty happy. So, you know, you can say that it's just a normal 2 points in the regular season schedule, but with everything kind of leading up to it, with it being the first game outside, you know, there was a lot of excitement around the game, and for it to finish this way was really cool.
With the snow, it was like a Cinderella story. You know, it's like you can't ask for a better scenario to finish that game.
Take Crosby. That's it, Craig. That's it, Craig. Way to go, Craig. Way to go, Craig. Way to go real slow. Hot chocolates roll around.
Hey, are you getting hot chocolate? Can you grab me one?
Hey, when you were out there and you came in by yourself, was it just crazy?
Buddy, it was all booze.
Getting mood?
It was all booze to start, and then when we scored, there was nothing. Like, silence.
If I were an NBC scriptwriter, that would have been the ending. It would have been, all right, Sid has to score to win the game. It was perfect.
I think that everything kind of worked in our favor that day, between the weather, the great crowd, the competitive game, having this young superstar really get to show his stuff at crunch time. It was the perfect experience for us.
Sydney, for a showcase game for, international audience, could have been scripted better. You got the snow, you got the shootout, and the NHL's young star scores the decisive goal.
You know, it's nice ending, obviously, for me, but and our team, but everything worked out, and I think you're right. I think it went pretty well.
I believe that was the first time for Sid in the NHL on the center stage to be able to make that big play.
He has had so many moments, beginning with the Winter Classic, that resonate. He would be a Hall of Famer no matter what, but there's a difference between being a Hall of Famer and being a legend. This was the beginning of Sidney Crosby becoming a legend.
The guys who've been a part of them feel fortunate they've been able to do it. I think the fans that go there love the experience, and people just love the idea of playing hockey outside. It feels right.
With all the history that's transpired since, it's easy to forget that it didn't have to work out so perfectly that first year. From the snow falling, to the setting that felt so singular, to the ending that felt like it was dreamed up. With the kid who had the game on his stick. If all that didn't happen, that might have been the only Winter Classic we ever saw. Maybe it's simpler. Maybe some things in sports really are meant to be.